When building a DTC or e-commerce brand, it feels like there's a million marketing and growth options. And as founders, we feel like we need to be everywhere at once. This isn't true. In this video, I'll give you the simple process to figure out which marketing channel is right for your unique context, and then show you exactly how to master that marketing channel quicker than you ever have before, so that we can explode your daily sales number. My name's Joel, and I built a fashion brand from my university room to become an ASOS.com partner brand, and I've since worked as a growth advisor for over 100 startup teams. Some you will have heard of by now. And now I make YouTube videos because I'm a sad little man who likes attention. Right, let's get into it. The first thing you need to know is that there aren't a million marketing options. There's actually only 19, which as a number is obviously much easier to deal with, and it starts to narrow down the options till we get to our final one or two, which we will get onto in just a second. But first, you don't need to learn all 19 of these marketing channels. Having worked in marketing for over a decade now, I haven't got good at all of them, because spreading your effort across too many skills means that you're going to be mediocre at all of them. And being mediocre in modern marketing means that you're going to be drowning, while all those who have mastered their exact channel are going to be bobbing around on their boats on the surface. Another core mistake that I see e-commerce and DTC founders making all the time is that they think that paid ads is absolutely essential to you getting new customers, which also isn't true. And yes, paid ads show up in 99% of all the big dogs' marketing strategy. They use them because it's a consistent form of putting a certain amount of money in and getting a certain amount of attention out. And being the well-established brand that they are, they know that they can turn the attention into customers, and they can turn those customers into lifetime revenue. But we as early stage founders don't always have that luxury or the funds to take a gamble. Well, luckily there are 18 other channels for you to get new customers to your store. Let's jump into the process of how to pick the right one for you. Welcome to the Bullseye Marketing Framework. This is a tool that I use and other pro marketers use with their clients to help build the perfect marketing strategy. And you can download this tool completely free in the link below. So how does it work? On the outer ring, this is where every possible option of marketing channel that has ever existed is listed. I'm not going to dive into every single one of these. That would take ages, and you don't need to learn them all. But if you did want to learn a little more about each individual channel, you can watch this video here. Now, how to use this tool? Well, I have two very important questions for you. And the answer to each question will dictate which of these channels we drag from the outer ring into the middle ring, and then from the middle ring into the bullseye center of the tool. And those ones in the bullseye center are the ones that you should be focusing for your unique context to blow up your sales. Question number one: where does your perfect customer avatar spend their time digitally and physically? So I know you've heard of perfect customer avatars from pretty much every marketer that you follow, but I don't often see people describe exactly why it's so important. So I've worked with marketing agencies for years now, and at least half of all clients I ever meet who are real business owners who make decent money say this exact thing. Well, we aren't like other businesses. We'll let anybody buy our product. Well, yes, obviously anyone can buy your product. As e-commerce or D2C founders, we're not going to start turning down sales if people want to buy our stuff. But what we are trying to do is spend our money, our time, and our energy focusing on the people who are most likely to buy. So let's say each month our company has 30 time tokens, 20 energy tokens, and 10 money tokens to spend on marketing. Every business is different, but this is a common split. And let's say we have 1 million people in our target market who might potentially want to buy our products. They are represented by these three groups of avatars. There's Jane, who works in finance and plays tennis on the weekends. There's Claire, who runs a dog walking business and goes hiking at the weekend for fun. And there's Katie, who runs a social media agency and she's an ultra marathon runner. And obviously I want you to go way deeper on your avatars than this, but just for an example. And let's say that we run a store that sells budget-friendly fitness watches. We have to spend our limited tokens across these three groups of people, and we want to get the best return possible. It's a little bit complicated because all three of these people might be looking to buy a fitness watch. But with this limited information that we currently have, it's our job as business owners to get as much sales as we can with as little tokens as possible. First things first, common sense. I'd rule out Jane as she makes 150k a year in finance. And even though she might be in the market for a fitness watch, she's not going to go for our budget-friendly one. She's just going to buy the fanciest one out there. Which leaves us with Claire and Katie. And again, before we have any data, we have to use common sense. So I think here I would lean heavier into Katie, the ultra marathon runner. She has a much greater need for tracking her exercise. And critically, she has enough expendable income to buy a luxury like a fitness watch without thinking too hard about it. So if we put 90% of our tokens into her and other similar people, then we have a better chance of success than spread betting across all three avatars like I see so many business owners do. And because we can't always trust common sense, I would put the other 10% of my tokens into finding out whether Claire converts a bit better or whether she's just cheaper to reach. Essentially, designing and following an avatar means you can answer all of these questions about your target audience without needing to spend years running marketing tests and spending money on paid ads to find out who not to try and sell to. So we've answered question one. We have an avatar and we know where they spend their time digitally and physically. This means you can drag all relevant channels from the outer ring of the tool into the middle ring. We're probably looking for 4, 5, 6 here. Right, on to the next ring. And this is where I would suggest you do things a little bit differently to everybody else. Most people would then go and run tests on those relevant channels to find out which has the best opportunity of paying you back. And although I agree with that approach, if you are running a company who has the resources to be able to do that, we as early stage founders don't always have this luxury. That's why I'm asking you this second question. What is it that you're already good at? What skills do you or your team already have that are relevant to these channels in the middle ring? Copywriting, video, SEO, photography, design, even just people skills. The reason I'm asking you this question is because learning less equals faster execution and therefore quicker and better results. Marketing has increasingly high competition for attention. If you had to learn a million skills to make your marketing channel work, then you're already setting yourself up for a failure, as you're up against people who are naturally gifted and have years of experience in it. So to help you have the best chances of success, we should lean into any strengths you've already got. But if it's not possible at all and you have no related skills to any of these channels, then please just pick something that at least interests you, because if you're going to spend months and years mastering this channel, it's best that you're at least interested in the topic. Answering this question should give you your final 1, 2, or 3 channels that you need to be focusing on to blow up your sales. Only now do we run the tests on those options. We are looking for early signs of traction, so the first test you do isn't going to be amazing. But each week we are going to make incremental improvements and move those numbers in the right direction. So whether customers are slightly cheaper each week or whether they convert slightly higher each week, this is how you win at marketing. It's not one big fancy campaign that just goes right the first time, or it rarely is anyway. Sometimes. A quick word of warning, never rely on just one channel because platforms change overnight. So always have at least 2 irons in the fire. The goal here is to identify your one primary channel, your main growth engine, the thing that you are really great at and brings you most of the customers, and also build in a sustainable backup channel. So if the first was to absolutely disappear overnight, you still get enough customers in to pay your bill. Now that you've chosen your 2 or 3 channels that are perfect for your unique context, I promised you a system to improve quickly on them. And just like any skill, repetition is key. I've been playing with this idea recently that knowledge acquisition is the most dangerous thing for founders. I've been guilty of it too, where we learn too much and we act too little. And this is how people who are dumber than you are beating you right now. So instead of this process that we are all guilty of doing sometimes, spending weeks reading and watching YouTube videos about a certain topic and getting so pumped that we're going to be the best in the world at this, then you get the task done in a slightly quicker time than if you hadn't spent weeks researching it, and then quickly realizing that all this learning didn't prepare you for the reality of the topic and the results you thought were easily obtained are nowhere to be seen. Instead, we want to introduce this. Be rubbish at it. but still get something produced. Actively search for solutions to the specific things that are holding you back instead of learning everything in the sphere at once. Apply these learnings and improve your original attempt. These improvements will slightly increase your results, and you repeat this process until you are world class and the results you wanted at the start are now your baseline. Ironically, I've just taught you how. But it's now time to go and do, because nothing will compare with consistent execution. Having said that, if you'd like to learn how to implement this system into your upcoming marketing tests, you can watch this video here. Don't hate the player, hate the game.